Hey, Sammies. So on July 27th, 2019, our friends over at Fangoria are teaming up with Arena Cine Lounge to bring horror movie fans 10 friggin' hours of horror, mayhem, and fun called Camp Fangoria. They're bringing it to the historic Montalban Theater rooftop. There will be special guests, live podcast segments, trivia giveaways, and of course, movies of horror. General admission and VIP tickets are available at arenascreen.com. Go to it. It sounds awesome. Goodbye.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared?
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
Hello.
Heyo. And welcome to episode 50.
Is it 50?
It's 50.
It's L.
We're 50 years old.
Yay, I'm 50.
That's so exciting.
We did it.
We fucking recorded 49 of these fucking episodes.
Yeah, who knows what is going to happen.
That's crazy.
You really just jinxed us. This is going to be the episode of we just stop. We just don't record.
Cheers to 50.
Vagina holes out.
Tits up.
This is so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can I get mushy for a second?
Yes.
I know that I'm like a really mushy person, so I try to like spread it out over time, and I feel like 50 is where I get to be like a really big mush and everyone's
Okay.
gonna have to listen. I fucking love you so
make me
much.
cry?
Possibly. And one of the things that we hear so often is that there are 1.5 million horror movie podcasts that you could listen to, but the thing that people really like listening to is our friendship. Shoot. And I just feel constantly like so lucky that you're my friend. But then in addition, you tagged me in something on Instagram that was like something along the lines of when your soulmate is your best friend or something. And I feel so lucky to have you in my life that I'm actually shocked when you remind me that you also like me too. Because I'm just like, nobody is as special as Kim Burns. I'm just lucky that she lets me hang around with her. And then you tagged me in that. I was like, oh, she likes hanging around me too? And I just kind of forget that sometimes. And I just think that getting to spend this much time with you all the time for our job I'm really lucky.
Oh, thank you.
And I love you.
You should never forget that because I always feel that way. And I also love spending this much time with you.
Yeah.
And I was very sad when you were away and felt like I had no friends. And I was like, well, I guess Ketron's my only friend now.
No! That's how I felt when you were in Bali. I was so sad. I really missed you at the Cape, though. Like, it's one of those things where I kind of want everyone to experience the Cape because I tried to really document it this time. It was a place that I took for granted before. Mm-hmm. I found myself going to so many places and wanting to experience them with specifically you and Eric, where I would go, oh, Kim would really love this place. Kim would think this was really cool.
Cute.
Eric would love this. Like, I just love going on adventures with you. And it made me realize that like going on a little adventure
Kidders.
with you would be so fun. So I might be proposing the Cape for a sink trip. No joke.
Do you know what I want to propose is Philly.
Fuck yes.
Because we talk about it so much now. And then listening to Twisted Philly, shout out.
Yeah.
Dina Marie, we love you.
Hi, Dina.
I was just like, there's so many, and it's actually like a really cool town and actually like interesting.
Yeah. I bet
regarding
there's really
like
cool like history tours.
There's
and stuff.
that's what I mean. Like there's actually like things that like you kind of want to see in your lifetime there a little bit. And I was like, I kind of want to propose that.
I think that's great.
Great.
Yeah. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, our sync trips with our 3 other girlfriends from college, we choose a different city to go to every year. And we choose the city that we're going to the following year on the trip for that year.
And we go to Seattle tomorrow.
Yeah.
And when this comes out.
When this comes out.
We go
So
tomorrow.
can people give us suggestions? Would we get them? I guess
we
we
probably
would.
should have asked that before
We
this
should have asked that
episode.
before. Crap. Maybe we'll ask it in a mini Monday and really get.
Maybe
that's
that's a
what
good
we'll
idea.
do. Yeah. So I love you. Goodbye.
I love you too, bitch, but this one's long, so
All
let's
right,
get
goodbye.
in.
Okay, let's do this. All right, here we go.
So, in honor of episode 50, I wanted to do a really special movie.
Oh my God, what is it?
It is the original It.
Oh, snap! I did not. Did Eric know you were doing this?
Well, yeah, just because I sent him the questions for
Oh
Patreon.
my God, I'm so excited. Whew, okay, I've got it. I can see the image of Tim Curry's face right before I shut off the TV at Dolly's house at the Cape.
So here's the thing. It's long as fuck.
Okay.
Genuinely, like the movie is 2.5 hours.
Right, because it was on TV,
It was
right?
it was a 2-night TV special. I watched it on 2 separate VHS tapes originally. And, so I don't know. Everyone just buckle up.
All right.
It's long.
Okay, let's do it.
But worth it. So this was made in 1990.
Okay.
Written by the great Stephen King. And yeah, okay. So I feel like the way the questions are going to work is it really gets a little crazy near the end, but for the most part, the first half, you're just going to sit back and relax.
Oh, okay.
It's a good 90 minutes to 2 hours of setup.
Great. I'll just
grab your whiskey and chill the fuck out for a little bit.
I love
and
it.
I'm gonna tell you a little story.
I love it. Feeling a nice little
This
buzz.
how's it's gonna go, basically. So, dead or alive? Bill,
Alive.
Georgie,
Alive.
Ben,
Alive.
Bev,
Dead.
Eddie,
Dead.
Richie,
Alive.
Mike,
Dead.
Stan,
Dead.
Henry Bauer,
Dead.
Audra/wife.
Alive.
I'm
Dead.
sorry.
Dead. Dead.
It.
Alive. In our hearts.
I'm fucking mind.
I'm kind of scared. Okay.
All right. Here we go. This is it.
It also means I can finally watch this fucking movie after we record this episode.
I know. To be honest, I haven't watched this movie since I was a kid, so it was very interesting to go back. I also watched it over, I want to say 4 days. It's long.
So you watched it like in the original way it was intended.
Did.
As like
I really did.
TV miniseries.
Yeah, I watched it as a week-long miniseries.
Love it. Okay. All right, here we go.
So we're going over through the credits, and it's just showing black and white pictures of kids, kind of from like maybe the 1950s or something like that, and their neighborhood. It's kind of like creepy 1990s TV music, things like that. We finally get to a picture of an old movie theater that has one of the thingies outside, the what you calls is it? The who's what's it? Marquee. And
I think it's called Who's and What's It, actually.
Yeah.
Scratch that.
Could you change the letters on the who's and what's it outside, please? And we start to zoom into the black and white photo, and it starts to turn into color. And kind of we get into like that as the actual scene. And on the who's my what's it, it says, "I was a teenage werewolf" is the movie.
Oh, okay.
That was there in the black and white picture. And as we zoom into the color one, it's like kind of falling apart, and it says "for lease" and things like that. So now we're getting to like a different time. So we hear thunder. The wind is blowing. Of course, sheets are hanging in the backyard.
Of course.
Because that seems to be what happens, and that's just the beginning of a horror movie. Sheets
Dryers
are always hanging.
Don't exist in horror movies.
And there's always white sheets.
Yeah.
Everyone has white sheets.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bunch of laundry's hanging up in a yard, but a storm's a brewing.
Ugh.
There's a little girl on a little tricycle, and she's singing the "Itsy Bitsy Spider Went Up the Water Spout." It's all very 90s. Mom comes outside and she's like, "Come in, there's going to be a storm." And the little girl gets off her tricycle and she looks down and there's a little doll on the ground. And her mom has like come in, like is kind of like taking off the laundry, brings some back inside. So the little girl's outside by herself now.
Okay.
And she picks up the doll and she starts to hear kind of like a
No.
and
no.
then like and she looks over towards the sheets and they're blowing but nothing's there. And she looks back at the doll and then she looks at the sheets and she hears, "Hi." And we start to see blowing through the sheets a little clown.
Goodbye.
A little Pennywise clown.
A little?
I'm
when
just
you say
saying,
little.
I mean Pennywise.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no. A man-sized clown.
A Tim Curry-sized
Pennywise.
Got
Pennywise clown. She stares just at the sheets and then we're point of view him as we just get closer and closer. Cut to black.
First question. Do you stand there and stare? No. I run the fuck away. Bonus point me.
Idiot 5-year-old. Get back on your tricycle, bitch.
Cut to me just calling 5-year-olds idiots for an entire 2.5-hour episode. Okay, keep going.
Learn to walk faster. What are you, 3? Then the mom comes out and she sees the tricycle on the ground with like just a wheel spinning.
No.
And she comes and looks down at something that we don't see and she screams. Then we cut to cops in an ambulance, kind of outside. They're wheeling what we assume is a dead body because it's like in a bag, covered outside. And there's one dude in a trench coat kind of standing there who happens to see the doll on the ground and picks it up. He's like outside of the police zone. And this guy goes up to one of the cops and is like, "What you got?" And the cop's like, "Not much. The mother, saw her and then she wasn't there." Blah, blah, blah. Another kind of more head cop comes and like interrupts. And like he's probably the
head cop.
The head cop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Boss cop.
The general.
Yeah, the general. Yeah. General Officer Cop, sir. Nice to see you.
So our trench coat friend is like, "Bro, there's been like 6 missing kids. Like there is a problem. Something is going wrong." Fuck. And General Head Cop is like, "Runaways, etc. Blah. I'm the cop."
Fuck that runaways shit. I fucking hate
they were
that
like
shit.
Dead. They were little.
Fucking hate that shit. Yeah.
Also, they were like tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like missing kids, dead kids, like something's wrong, dude. And he's just like, "I'm the cop, you're the librarian."
Fuck you, motherfucker.
So Mike, who's the trench coat guy, looks over and he sees like a big, like headshot sized, basically black and white picture on the ground, like under a tree. And he like has concerned face. And he goes and looks over and he says, "Georgie?"
Georgie?
And
Okay.
picks up the picture.
Black and white, you said?
Yeah.
Picture?
Of a little kid.
Okay.
A little boy.
All right.
And says, "Georgie?" Voiceover of Mike at the library, basically writing in his journal or like hearing his journal entry. And it's saying things like, "I hope I'm wrong this time, but I think he's like, "I think it's time to tell the others."
Oh, no.
Cut to Hampstead Heath, England.
Oh, England. I love England.
Glasses guy with a ponytail situation.
No one wants a ponytail situation.
It's like a mullet ponytail situation.
Oh no.
It's a situation.
Public service announcement to Sammy's. If you ever see someone with an unfortunate ponytail situation, I think you're required by law to chop it off for them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but he's writing a book on the computer. His wife calls for him to come down for dinner. He's been working forever, blah, blah, blah. And now they're at the table and they're kind of discussing. We realize that he's a writer, that they're making a movie out of his book. And, but he has to do the rewriting and stuff like that. And basically she's probably a producer of some sort. She's somehow working on it. And they keep talking about Greco, who is the head general producer.
Right.
General producer.
Got it. Colonel producer.
Colonel producer. And we're assuming 'cause they're just like blah blah blah, and kind of just bickering about the movie. You know, he's like, well, I don't want anyone else like ruining my stuff. Da, da, da.
Sure.
And he's like, but I took this job to be here with you.
How nice.
So the phone rings. We realize that glasses ponytail, his name is Bill, and he picks up the phone and he's like, Bill here. And on the other side, we hear, hey, it's Mike Hanlon from Derry.
Librarian. Okay.
So the librarian is Mike Hanlon,
Oh, hi.
and he's in Derry. And oh geez almighty.
Oh, jeez.
I wrote FB and I was like, Facebook. Like,
Oh, also my grandfather.
yeah. But it's for flashback. And
Father
I
Bill?
write it Father Bill. I write it 1,000,000 times, but the fact that my brain immediately thought Facebook was
I hear you.
anyway.
All right, flashback. Got it.
Flashback. Them as kids. And it's Jonathan Brandis. R.I.P.
Oh, R.I.P. Oh,
And it's him saying, swear to me, to a bunch of other kids. There's like 7 of them. It's all boys and 1 girl. And he's like, swear to me, if it isn't dead, you'll come back. And they all put their hands in like a circle. Back to the phone call. Mike says, Bill, it's back.
No.
And then Bill, adult Bill, ponytail Bill, starts to stutter. And he's like, Georgie?
Bill, breathe.
And Bill looks upset. And his wife is like, who was that? What's going on? And he's like, wrong number. I need to go back to work. And
It's
he
not
goes
the wrong
up,
number, dude.
And goes up into the room and like shuts the door. And he's just like, Georgie.
You got to talk about it.
Cut to a house of, and so this feels like maybe a memory of his or something. Cut to a house of a woman
Of ponytails.
of ponytails, yeah, playing a piano. And upstairs is Jonathan Brandis in bed. He seems sick and he's stuttering.
Baby.
And his little brother is Georgie. And Georgie's like, Bill, tell me a story. And Bill's like, go bug someone else, Georgie.
Oh, God.
But then he gives him, he's like, hey, Georgie, here, I made this for you. And he gives him like a little like paper boat made out of like newspaper. But he's like, you need to like seal it first, like,
Sure.
you know, so you can put it in the water. And Georgie's like, okay, like, where's the stuff? And he's like, down in the cellar.
Stutters wreck me, dude.
Oh,
They
really?
wreck me.
So Georgie opens the cellar door. We're like basically looking up the stairs at him. So he's at the top of the stairs.
Oh, right. Okay.
He opens the cellar door and he like flicks the light switch and it doesn't go on. He like flicks it up and down and he can see that the stuff he needs is right at the bottom of the stairs.
Basement should be banned.
Isn't it? Like I felt this so strongly because I've done this so many times in my basement.
Who has
At
ever
home.
gone down into a basement without being fucking terrified and about to shit themselves?
Like
Nobody.
I always run so quickly.
It's so scary.
So he does exactly that. Like he literally runs down the steps and grabs the things over the back up and closes the door.
My father told me that he runs up the stairs in the basement sometimes.
Isn't it weird?
Yes, it's so
Such
scary.
like it's such a funny thing, and that everyone I think understands unless
Yeah.
you don't have a basement, I guess. But
Nobody in California knows what we're
I know
talking about.
nobody in California knows. So, little Bill, young Bill, is helping Georgie and like put the sealer stuff on, and he's like so sweet, and like actually I think Georgie like kisses him to like thank him. They're like cute little brothers. And then he puts his like, it's raining outside, so Georgie puts his little yellow jacket on, his little yellow raincoat hat.
Oh my God.
And he's like so cute, and he's like, I'm gonna go take out the little boat. And so
I'm already crying.
so Bill's like, all right, well, be careful. Don't stay out too long or mom will have a bird.
Mom will have a bird. What the fuck does that mean? All right.
Because basically, if present day is 1990, then flashback
Is
like basically
1912.
1960.
I think my math was correct.
It's 12?
1912.
Just year 12?
Yeah, year 12. Yeah. The year Roman
year
numerals.
12 was like.
It's when Roman numerals were invented.
So we're on the paper boat, and it's just flying down the street in the rain. Like he's just like taking it down to like the little next to the curb, you know how like the water just like floats down there. So he's just like floating it down and he's chasing after it. He's like, SS Georgie, Hong Kong.
Oh my God, too
and
cute.
he's
I'm
just
quitting. Goodbye.
Running down the street. It's so cute. He's very cute little kid too. No. Very cute. And he's falling and it goes and it's down into the sewer. And then he's like, oh no. And he starts looking down inside. And then we hear, hiya, Georgie.
No.
It's Pennywise.
Hi.
And Georgie just stares at him. And he's like, aren't you going to say hello? And Georgie shakes his head and he's like, come on, bucko. Don't you want a balloon? And Georgie's like, but I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
No, you're not, Georgie. Stick with that.
And so Pennywise is like, he's like, well, I'm Pennywise. You're Georgie. Now we know each other. Right? And he's like, I guess so. And Georgie's like, okay, well, I gotta go. And Pennywise is like, without this? And he lifts up the boat.
No.
And Georgie's like, my boat. And Pennywise says, surprises and candy down here and balloons. And Georgie's like, do they float? They all float, Georgie. They float. And when you're down here, you'll float too. And Georgie reaches down and Pennywise grabs him. No. And then he has like monster pointy teeth and growls at him. Cut to funeral.
May I leave?
I'm sorry. We still have 400 pages left to go.
Okay. Here we go.
Funeral. It's raining. All the kids are there.
I'm just texting Eric to bring me beer. Keep talking because I need more drinks. I'm really upset. I'm truly upset.
It's Georgie's funeral. Spoiler alert.
Sure.
Now we're back at home with young Bill, and he's looking through a family photo album, and the picture of Georgie is in there. Okay. That like big headshot looking one. And he looks at it, and Georgie winks at him.
No!
And Bill throws the book. And then the book's on the ground and the book pages just start flying open to a picture of Georgie's picture. And then blood starts oozing out of the picture and onto the ground. Like,
this is so mean.
Bill screams and his parents run in and his mom picks up the photo album and she just starts like caressing like the picture. And there's blood all over her hands.
What?
And blood on the ground.
What?
But she's just like looking at the picture, not really noticing.
What?
And Bill's like, don't you see it? And the dad is just like, it was like Georgie's room apparently. And he's like, we don't want you in here again. And there's just blood that like they're like not mentioning. It's just, they don't see it.
What the fuck? Okay.
So they like fold back up the book and mom's like sad and they like put it back. And then it does a nice little young Bill has a little open mouth hand to the face picture that then fades into adult Bill with the same open mouth hand to face.
I bet it looked real 90s.
It was real 90s.
Okay.
It was special.
Real 90s
special.
TV movie look to it.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
It was
seeing
good. It was good. They like to do a lot of this face transitions into the same face, adult young thing. Okay. That's going to continue to happen. So adult Bill with same face. And it's like he's, just had that flashback and he says, I forgot. How could I forget?
I don't know.
So now Bill is leaving and the wife is like, we're making a movie. Like what's happening? And he's like, they can replace me. I have to go do this. Da, 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 da. And he says to her, that call was from Mike. He's like, remember when I told you about my brother who died? Well, he was murdered. And he said, I forgot almost as if it had never happened. And then he starts, and then he's like, I made a promise.
Oh, baby.
And he's like, listen, stay here. Just promise me that you will stay here. And he's like, I love you. And he leaves. Cut to NYC, the big city. Hey. It's nighttime. A car pulls up and a drunk John Ritter gets out. Also R.I.P.
Oh my God.
You had so many feelings all at once. There's a lot of R.I.P.
God damn it.
I know. Very upsetting.
Didn't know Jonathan Brandis was in it or John Ritter. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
How did I avoid so much about this movie?
It's really good.
Oh, God.
So drunk John Ritter gets out and he has some sort of trophy that he's like holding that like falls to the ground and breaks. And he's like, whoop. And then he has a very sexy lady with him.
Hey. Well, it's John Ritter.
They're whatever, both drunk and getting out of what seems like, if not a limo, but like something that has a driver of some sort. And they go into his pretty like artistic, lofty kind of apartment. And it kind of looks like he's an architect. He's on the cover of Time as the architect issue, whatever.
Sure, the architect issue of Time.
You know, all the generals and colonels
FYI,
love it.
I would fuck John Ritter at any point in his career. Just need to be on the record.
Okay, thank you for letting us know.
Any point, even his paunchy point, I'd do it.
Thank you for letting us know.
You're welcome. Continue.
I will make a note. Let me. Beep, boop, got that. Okay,
and
great.
Continue.
It's on the books.
Great.
So he, his name is Ben Hanscom. I'm not sure if that's right.
Is it?
It's Ben.
It sounds like you
know what
made
his
up
name
those
is?
sounds.
It's Ben.
Great. Let's go with Ben.
I think it's like I kind of kept scribbling and it looks like handsome, like Hansom, but I remember them having a C somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And that
Hanscom sounds like you went, his last name is Handsome. It can't be Handsome. I got to add another letter in there. His name is Hanscom.
I remember a C being in there.
Okay. All right.
And that seemed like the best place for it to be.
I literally can't wait to hear what his name actually is. That'll be in a postmortem.
And they talk about it too, because they're like, hey, Ben Hanscom.
Hey there, Hanscom.
None of those sound right, though.
I can't wait. They're going to be like,
Ben.
It's Smith.
No, it's not. It's definitely close to Hanscom.
Okay. Hey, Ben.
Hanscom. Hanksome.
Hanksome.
None of those seem right. Where's the C? Oh, jeez.
I love it.
They're all flirty, and he's just like, "Oh, I love your body," or no, I guess she says that to him because he's like, "Oh, really? I used to be fat, actually." And he's like, "Bet your fern I was." We used to say that as kids. You bet your fern.
Fern.
Then the phone rings.
Okay.
It's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Flashback. As soon as he hears Mike's name, we hear kids being like, "You're dead, fat boy. Hey, piggy."
Oh.
And it's bullies, which at this time are basically greasers.
Sure. Right.
And they're like, two guys are holding him, and there's like the main greaser, head greaser, Colonel Greaser, who has like the little curly Q hair in front.
The crybaby little thing.
Yeah.
I think it's called a little curly Q.
Curly Q crybaby. So General Greaser has a switchblade that he's like holding up to his face.
I mean, he is General Greaser.
And so they're all whatever. It's just like a quick flashback to that. Like as soon as he hears Mike's name, he's like flashback to that phone call. Mike says, "It's come back. How much do you remember?" And Ben's like, "Very little, almost nothing." "Will you come?" Ben says, "I'll come."
Okay.
Hand to the face of woman, grabs a drink. Lady says, "You look upset. You gonna kill yourself?" I don't know why I wrote all these things down. This doesn't make sense.
Okay.
And then because Ben was like, "No, but it might be better if I did."
Oh.
Anyway, Ben is now going up a work elevator. I think basically he's like not in the mood anymore and maybe sent her away.
Sure.
So he's now drunkety drunk. Like he was like, "Let me pour myself some whiskey." And now he's like going up this elevator to like the top of the building that seems like it's still being built or something like that. But he's like drunk, kind of like looking down. And then he starts to flash back
I feel you, dude.
to him in class. And he's like, "My name is Ben Hanscom. I wrote it again."
Maybe it's Hanscom. Okay.
Why? It just sounds different when I say it.
It doesn't sound right. It sounds like a made up name.
It sounds different than what they have.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, that's what he said. And
I'm excited to solve this mystery.
And he says, "Until last week, I lived with my mom in Houston, Texas." And he said, "We moved here to live with our cousins. We're my cousins." And the bullies are in the back making fun of him because he's chubby. And, and Ben's like, I like reading and history. And the bullies are like, oink, oink, porker.
Jerks.
And then Ben sees a girl with some braids in her hair and he kind of smiles at her.
Oh.
And then the bullies get in trouble for making fun of him. And Miss Teacher is like, head Colonel Greaser, you get detention.
Yeah.
And Colonel Greaser's like, no, my dad will have my hide. And then they get mad at Ben, of course, because he's like, you're dead, fat boy.
Yeah.
So now they got a grudge against
Whole bunch
Ben.
of misplaced anger happening.
And the teacher says, everyone has a 7 p.m. curfew because dangerous things are happening.
Uh-oh.
After school, that girl, Braids girl, comes up to Ben, makes a cute kind of little joke. And some girls kind of walk by them and they're total mean girls being like, oh, if my dad was poor and a janitor or something, basically making fun of like Braids girl.
Fuck
a little
these
girl.
kids.
And anyway, the little girl's like, I'm Beverly Marsh.
Okay. Kids are so fucking mean. Fuck
They're
them.
mean. Yeah. So Ben is now walking home and he's just like, Beverly Marsh, Beverly Marsh, Beverly Marsh.
What a little baby.
He's real cute.
That's so cute.
And the greasers see him.
Oh, no.
They grab him. They pull out the switchblade. And he's like, I want you to remember my name. And he pulls up his shirt as if he's going to like carve something into him. And that's like the moment where it's like, the other two friend bullies are always just like, what the,
we're not on board for
Colonel
this.
Greaser. We didn't really think we were going to do anything for real, you know? And at that moment, Ben kicks him and he kind of falls backwards over a fence, like down into like the woods, basically. No, Ben falls backwards.
Oh, Ben does. Okay.
Like he kicks the greaser off of him and
But
gets
he
free
falls.
and he falls back and down into the woods. And the bullies start yelling and they're like, you're going to die. And he's like running through the woods and he sees like a big storm drain. The bullies are chasing him. So he climbs in the storm drain and hides there. And so the bullies go past and they see two other kids. And it's young Bill, Jonathan Brandis, and a kind of like tiny little, like kind of little nerdy looking friend,
Babe.
sitting by a creek. And the greasers are all like, look, it's like a geek wading pool. Ugh. And they start fucking with them. And they kind of were putting like little rocks in the creek as like a dam sort of thing. And the bullies like kind of go kick it all. Da, 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 da. And the smaller friend starts to kind of freak out and he like takes out his inhaler and he's like, oh, my asthma. And they push him down and he's like, and they start to be like, hey, have you seen a fat kid anywhere around here? And they fucking
You know what, General
leave.
Greaser? This is your peak.
I know.
Okay? This is your fucking peak. Enjoy it. Continue.
So they fucking peace out. Little kid is Inhaler kid is trying to use his inhaler and it's empty. And so he's like, I can't breathe.
Oh, no.
I can't breathe. So Ben comes out to both of them. And Bill is like, hey, dude from our class, new kid from our class, like, can you stay here with my friend? I need to go get his medicine.
Oh,
and so
what
then
a good friend.
And so Ben like stays with little inhaler kid and he's like real sweet. He's like, don't worry, it's going to be okay. And he like starts handing him some like snacks or something.
Oh my God.
Like, very cute. So it's a little later and Inhaler Kid has kind of calmed down and him and Ben are just kind of talking, getting to know each other. And little kid says like, oh, his dad is dead, the big C, cancer. But he's like, Bill's my best friend. He's a great guy.
Oh my God.
And I think Ben's dad is not in the picture either.
And I'm sorry, Ben is John Ritter.
Ben is John Ritter.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know if that gets confusing or not because they all have
they all have like the most generic names ever.
Yeah.
So Ben is John Ritter, and who's Jonathan Brandis? What's his
Bill.
actual Bill? Okay, and Bill is Ponytail. Got it. Okay.
And Ben talks about how his dad isn't around either, which I think is why they had to move there with like their cousins. And his dad was in the war at some point. And maybe he died in the war. I don't recall.
World War II, probably, I'm assuming.
Sure. So now where they are is kind of in the woods and there's like a bridge across the top. And so then Bill comes back and he's biking. He stops at the top of the bridge and looks down and he's like, hey, I'm back.
Oh,
and
baby.
so he's starting to come down though. And so still Ben and smaller kid are talking and Ben's like, does he always stutter that much? And Inhaler Kid is like, well, it's worse since his brother died. He was killed, pulled one of his arms right off. He's like, better not talk about Georgie.
Oh, fuck me. Pulled one of his fucking arms. Fuck. So that's fuck.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So they're making friends, and Inhaler Kid says, hi, I'm Eddie.
Okay. Eddie.
So
Eddie.
I know
Ben,
this is...
Bill. All right.
So now they're all there. They're all kind of friends now. And the two guys are like, hey, Ben, do you want to come back tomorrow? We're making a dam in the little creek thing. And it's cute. And, you know, they're going to like do it together.
We used to do that.
So now Ben is in his room. He's writing on the bed. And his cousin comes in and steals it. And he's like, what are you writing? And he's like, oh, it's a poem? Your hair is winter fire, January embers. And they start fighting.
He's writing about the little ponytail girl. Oh my God, baby.
And the cousin is like, we only have you here because it's our Christian duty. And they start fighting and blah, blah, blah. And then mom and aunt are talking later. And aunt's like, he needs more discipline, blah, blah, blah. And the mom comes outside. Like Ben's now like sitting out on the porch.
Fuck most children.
I know. And she's like, I need your help. Like, I need you to apologize because they're, you know, we need to stay here for a little bit. And Ben's like, no, I hate it here. And he just like jumps off the porch and runs away on his bike. Now Ben is back at the creek spot and he starts to hear a man. We hear like the voiceover of a man being like, Benny, up here, Ben. And he's like, Daddy?
Fuck.
And he starts to follow the voice. And there's basically a big, this little creek area then turns into like a bigger water area that's covered in like green lily paddy kind of things. We'll say that.
Sure.
I'm not sure they're lily pads, but you know what I mean? And then there's like a big creepy building. This picture you've probably seen of that little like watery kind of green area with like a building.
Yeah.
Creepy looking sewer building basically. Okay. So it's there and it's like leaves on water and we hear, hi Ben, and there's a guy in a uniform standing out in like in the water and waving.
Standing in the water?
Well, like not on water. I don't know what he's standing on something.
Okay.
He's not floating.
But I don't want him in the water. Okay. Yes. Just keep going.
I don't know if it's water or ground.
I'm
it
upset and creeped out by every single word you're saying to me. So just let me freak out.
I know. I'm just like, you're freaking out about the part that matters the least.
Yeah.
But he's in uniform.
Yeah.
And he's standing and waving and Ben's like, Daddy? And the guy points to the building behind him, the creepy sewer building. And he's like, that's my home now, son. And then he looks back at the guy and suddenly the guy is holding balloons. And he has kind of like 2.5 little fur balls coming out of his thing. And then he's like, do you want a balloon, Ben? And it starts to kind of transition into two voices. And he's like, they float. They all float. And he's like, come here, son. Look down there. You'll never have to grow up. And then we look again and it's Pennywise, not the guy, and he's laughing and pointing and waving. And I feel like this is probably a picture or meme you've seen. So that picture, just that's where we are, and we see that a lot.
I'm actually crying. Like,
I love it so much.
I hate this.
And then Pennywise like disappears.
Okay.
Like in front of his face, and Ben just starts like blinking, like wiggle what?
Yeah.
And then a skeleton grabs his foot. A skeleton reaches up out of the water, grabs his foot, and he comes up and his little skeleton head comes out and it says, "They float. They all float. No. And when you're down here, you'll float too, fat boy."
Oh God.
Back to adult John Ritter Ben with probably the same face, faded, remembering.
Oh God.
And he drops the bottle, that his whiskey bottle, and he's like, oh, please God.
I'm with you, buddy.
Cut to phone ringing in an office. An assistant answers, Beverly by hand, one moment, please. Chicago, Illinois. Da, da, da.
Hey.
Welcome.
Old Chi-Town.
A lady pops into an office with a woman in a real 90s suit, a high-powered 90s suit. And
she's the real general.
And a gentleman. And the receptionist is like, Bev, someone's calling from Maine.
Of course her name is Bev, honestly.
And so it's Bev in her business suit, her 90s business suit. And then there's douchehead dickhead dude.
Ugh.
And he's like, no calls. And Bev's like, Maine? Well, we've got a minute. I'll take it. And douchebag dickhead dude is like, no, take their number and close the door.
Fuck you, motherfucker. She's her own boss, bitch.
And then we look back at Bev and she's just like uncomfortably nods in agreement.
Ugh.
And I literally wrote abuse ?
Right?
It's uncomfortable.
So receptionist, save Bev.
Save Bev. Hashtag save Bev. So she closes the door. DDD, who is douchebag dickhead dude.
Yep.
He's like, Bev, your hands are shaking. And she's like, well, yeah, I'm scared to death, Tom. And he's like, well, I won't have fear in my office. That stuff spreads. Or none of that here.
This guy.
Because they're going to like go to like a meeting, basically.
Right.
And he comes up and like fixes her hair kind of in a specific way. And he's
Do
like,
not touch my hair, sir.
and he's like, it's perfect. Don't touch it. And he's like, Bevy, these Japanese men are waiting for us. Now you just play the charming, flamboyant designer and we'll be rich, okay? I need you to get a hold of yourself. And he's like, how about a kiss for good luck? And then they have like an aggressive, yucky kiss.
I need you to be less good at that voice and character because it made me love you less and I don't want that to happen.
Oh, after that dedication you did to me in the beginning.
So if you could just not be as good at that, that would be great.
Because you know who my
inspiration?
My inspiration is not douchehead dickhead guy in this movie. It's the guy from Die Hard who's like,
oh yes,
Booby, baby.
Oh my god, that fucking fuck.
What's his name?
Yeah, what
except
the fuck
he's
is his
funny and this
name?
guy's not.
I hear you, but I hear the
Aaron. He's got a real
Ellis. Fuck that guy
Ellis.
too. Okay.
And
DDD.
so they have a kiss, and he's like, "Oh, and Bevy, never contradict me in front of them again." So they walk down and meet the businessmen, and they walk through like a big garment factory, basically. So she's a designer. So now it's nighttime. Bev and DDD are in bed. They're popping champagne. There's candles, etc. Seems like they're celebrating. Probably. The phone rings. Ben answers. It's Mike Hanlon. DDD goes to the kitchen to open up another bottle. I hate him is what I wrote on the side.
Sure.
Just him opening a bottle, I guess, was fucking
Douchey.
annoying. Yeah. Back to the bedroom. And he's like, who's on the phone? Bev is packing. And she's like, I know this sounds crazy, but I have to da-da-da-da-da. And DDD slaps her in the face. And he's like, we just made a deal of a lifetime. And you're going to run off with an old boyfriend? You've forgotten your manners, your lessons. And then he goes and grabs a belt. And he kind of starts to like leather it together.
Do the little snappy
snap.
Yeah. The super cool thing that all abusers learn in abuser school.
Yeah. And Bev is like, put that away. I have to go. There's trouble. And he's like, put those clothes back and something else, and you can leave the house in 2 days or something.
I hate him.
And Bev is like, no.
Yes, Bev.
And
Bev.
She throws a vase at him.
Yes.
And she's like, no. And she throws something else. And she knocks him down. And she's
Yes.
like, not ever again. And she says, if you ever come near me again, I will kill you. I will kill you.
Hashtag yes, Bev.
Yes, Bev. Yes, Bev.
Yes. All the dings for Bev.
And so she runs out. And of course, DDD is like, Bev, you need me, Bev.
I do not fucking
Fuck you.
need you.
Fuck you.
God, I have so many emotions right now.
Bev gets in a cab. The cab guy is like, where are you going? And she says, Maine. And he says, for family? And she's like, no, friends. The best I ever had. Oh,
good.
flashback. Young Bev.
Yep.
She's Braid's girl. And she's getting breakfast ready. And she's like, Daddy, breakfast is ready. The doorbell rings. No one's there. And we kind of see Ben hiding in like a bush somewhere watching. And she sees a little note on the ground.
Jonathan Brandis. Got it.
Sorry. Ben is...
No.
Ben is not Jonathan Brandis. I'm so
It's
sorry.
John Ritter.
How can we differentiate?
No. I got it. Bill Weasley had a ponytail in Harry Potter.
Bill is like the main, let's say Bill's like the leader of the group.
And Jonathan Brandis.
And his little brother died.
Okay. And Jonathan Brandis was like the cover of Tiger Beat constantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jonathan Brandis and Bill.
He's got top billing.
Top billing.
Okay.
Do you want me to call him Top Bill?
Yes.
I can call Top Bill.
Top bill.
Okay.
I like it. Okay.
Top Bill. And then Ben.
Ben. Okay.
And Ben is John Ritter. Maybe a little chubby as a kid. Benny. Benny.
Yeah.
Call him Benny. Okay. So Benny is hiding in the... I'm nervous now because it's just going to get more challenging because I know that there's at least 3 more names that are also...
No, but
same.
it's happening for me. It's cognitively happening. I'm getting there.
Good. Okay. So Benny's hiding in the kind of bushes, like watching, and she picks up the note. It's the poem, and she goes inside and starts reading it. Your hair is winter fire, January embers. My heart burns there too.
I can't. Winter fire, January embers. Jesus Christ, that's so beautiful.
And then her dad comes in.
Ugh.
And he's like, "What's that, Bevy?"
Oh God!
And he grabs it. He's like, "A poem? What are you fooling around with some boys?" And he rips it up. And he's like, "I worry a lot about you, Bevy." And he slaps her in the face.
No.
And he's like, "Not even 12 and already hanging around with boys."
The repetition of abuse.
I know.
God.
It's very upsetting. And Bev is like, little Bevy is like, "Leave me alone." And her dad's like, "Come here." And she's like, "No." And she runs out into the street and she runs away. And her dad comes outside and starts yelling after her.
Hashtag save Bev.
Hashtag save Bev. And so Benny was like sitting and outside and now like sees that her dad came and like yelled after her. She like ran away.
Oh my God.
So he kind of sees what happens. So now Ben goes and finds Bev and she's like upset. And he's like, "Hey, do you want to come down to the Barrens with me?" And the Barrens is the little creek spot.
Right.
And I guess kind of that leads into the water, that leads into the creepy sewer building. So the Barrens is like their place to hang. And so they go down and meet up with young Bill.
Got it.
Jonathan Brandis.
Top
and
billing.
Eddie. And
Asthma
Eddie.
Got it.
So Bev sees Top Bill Jonathan Brandis. Gives a little smile.
And like he's real. I mean, he was real cute.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
He was real
he's
cute.
a really good actor too.
Yeah.
He's very good in this.
It's really heartbreaking, that whole thing.
So Benny is like, "Hey, Bev wants to help. Hope it's okay since she's a girl."
God.
But they're like, "Sure."
Right.
Like, it's
Oh, good.
not actually an issue. So it's
They're
fine.
like little baby feminists.
Yeah, it's okay. But Ben was kind of like saw the look between them and was like, "Oh, do you guys know each other?" Which was kind of weird because they think they're all in the same class. But whatever. Then Seth Green comes out.
I'm sorry?
Seth Green.
Actual Seth Green?
Actual Seth Green.
Actual
young
Seth Green. Young Seth Green. How old is Seth Green?
I don't know. Jonathan Brandis' age.
Okay.
So young Seth Green comes out and he's got like thick glasses with like tape on them kind of thing. And he's followed by a Boy Scout named Stan. So Boy Scout Stan, Seth Green's name is Richie.
Okay.
It's challenging because I would just stick with Seth Green and things like this, but then they turn into adults and then it's all different game.
Okay.
So
Richie. Seth Green is Richie. I'm sorry. I'm still like, how old is Seth Green? I'm so confused.
We'll postmortem it.
Yeah.
How was Seth Green in this movie? I don't know.
How is he in this movie?
I
Okay.
guess he's like, so yeah, if this was made in 1990 and he's like 11 in this.
Okay. I guess. Yeah. All right. Let's do this. Let's just.
That probably makes sense, right?
I mean, when you say it that way, yes. So,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Thanks for getting me there.
I got you, girl. I'm here for you always.
Yep.
So they're coming through the woods towards the Barrens, and you can tell that Richie Seth Green is like the goofball.
Sure.
And he's got like a little like hand buzzer that like he says hello to the guys with.
What a dork.
And just super hyperactive and just like jokey jokes. And
But also, do you have an off switch?
and then they're gonna like all build, like they're all clearly friends because he's like, "What's up, Eddie Spaghetti?" Da da da, you know. And they're all gonna build the dam together. And they're like, "Yeah, we did it. We,
Babes.
So." Baby Top Bill, Benny, and Bev are walking home, and Baby Top Bill and Bev kind of have like a cute goodbye a little bit, and Ben just sort of watches them, and as and then they leave, and then as they're walking away, Bev kind of looks at Top Bill and starts to say, "My heart burns there too." Like as if she thinks Top Bill left the poem.
Oh, shoot.
So now it's nighttime.
Oh, shoot.
Bev is in the bathroom. And she hears a little girl voice. Sounds like it's coming from the pipes. Hello? And the girl says, "Help me, Beverly. A clown brought us down here. We all float." And Bev's like, "Who are you?" And she starts naming off all the kids' names, the dead kids.
Fuck!
And then a red balloon starts coming up through the drain.
Get that out of here.
The sink.
Get that out of here.
Slowly getting bigger and bigger until it explodes! And blood everywhere.
No.
It was filled with blood, and now there's blood everywhere. It's on her face. It's on your face.
Nope.
It's on the walls. It's everywhere.
PSA, if a balloon starts coming up out of the drain, you burn your house down. Get your cats, burn your house down.
She screams for her dad.
Okay. Who's
And
an
he
asshole?
comes in and looks everywhere. There's just blood everywhere. But he comes in, he's like, "What? What, Bev?" And Bev is just like, I saw a big spider, but it must have gone back down the drain."
Because
okay.
Top Bill's mom didn't see the blood either. Fuck my life. Okay.
So dad leaves, and then we just hear, "You'll die if you try to fight us.
Stop being good at that laugh, Kim.
You'll die if you try. You'll die if you try. You'll die if you try." And that fades into adult Bev remembering this.
Kim, stop being so good at that. This is karma for my red voice, isn't it?
I didn't even practice. I think I just have a natural Tim Curry voice.
Sure. That's what I think when I think of Kim is Tim Curry.
So, cut to Great Neck, New York. We're in a house, and we hear a lady saying, "Eddie, where are you?" But an older lady. And then we see a guy with glasses, and he's kind of like going through the medicine cabinet, and he's packing. He has an inhaler.
Little Eddie.
But this is an adult man.
Yeah.
And his mom is asking, "Where are you going? You got that phone call, and what's happening? You're scaring me." And Eddie's like, "I'm going back to Derry." And the mom is very upset about him leaving, like extremely upset.
Well, he has asthma.
So clearly, there's a situation there, it seems.
Yeah.
He's leaving, though. He gets in, that clearly they have like a driver business sort of thing. He gets in with a driver, and they own a company. Because there's like, someone else take care of the drivers, the Pacino job, blah, blah, blah. It's successful. Flashback. Movie theater. The gang. They're all like
babies? Flashback.
Yeah. So they're all, the whole movie theater is like kids screaming, and there's like a wolf man on the screen. Because I was a teenage werewolf.
The Whoozy Wutsy.
The Whoozy Wutsy had I was a teenage werewolf. So they're up on the balcony level, but the front row, and little inhaler Eddie accidentally knocks his popcorn below.
Oh no!
And guess who's below?
A bully.
The greasers.
The fucking general bully. God, fuck this guy.
And so Seth Green Richie gets up, and he just starts yelling, and he's like, hey, and he like dumps his whole soda on them too. And then the gang just runs away back to the Barrens, and they're all like a little gang team now, and they're cute. And they now are at the point where you can see the old building, and little Inhaler Eddie is like, man, that scares me. I think it's haunted. And the Boy Scout Stan, he's like, that's not possible. Like, he's very just like, those things don't exist.
He's very logical, pragmatic.
Yeah, he's a Boy Scout. And they're all joking with Bev. It's cute. I don't know. Ben stares. I don't know what I'm talking about. But some things happen. They're cute.
Got it.
Now they're back in the neighborhood, kind of going back to their houses. They're all like horsing around. They're out front of Eddie's house and they're like, bye, Eddie. And the mom comes out and she's like, Eddie, where have you been? I was so worried about you.
Mom,
and
loosen the leash.
for real. And the mom like tells all the other kids like, get out of here. He has to rest.
Oh my.
And so he kind of starts to go in and he's like, Mom, they're my friends. And she's like, you don't need any friends except your mom.
No. Hashtag let Eddie get laid. This is no, come on.
It's funny you should say that.
Oh no.
So why don't you put a pin in that?
I'm going to pin it.
And she's like, and you haven't been taking any showers at gym, have you? I don't, with those boys, you're going to get germs.
Mom? What's going on?
Cut to gym class. Mm-hmm. Right? What's happening there?
Oh, dear
But now
me.
you see maybe why a adult Eddie mom situation's happening?
Yeah, I
a
do.
thing.
I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. The teacher basically stops Eddie and is like, did you take a shower, dude? Mm-hmm. He's like, you got to take a shower, and he yells at him. And so now he has to go take a shower by himself. And it's one of those big ass shower rooms with like 4 showers on every part of the wall, basically
you.
just one
Yeah.
big giant room with a drain in the middle. So he starts taking a shower, and then all the showers start turning on.
Oh no.
The handles start turning. The shower heads start to move out of the wall
Goodbye.
towards the middle and start kind of following him around, and the hot water starts getting really hot.
Ouch.
And then they start blocking the exit, and then we hear Pennywise. Just wanted to say hello. And a little gloved white little glove hand starts to come up out of the drain.
No.
And then we see, and he says, you're going to like it down here. And of course, little Eddie Inhaler starts like hyperventilating.
Of course.
And I wrote points teeth ground. I don't know what that means.
Points
seems
teeth
scary.
ground. It does sound scary.
Something about Pennywise being scary in the shower, pointy teeth on the ground.
Oh wait, Pennywise is scary?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting that this whole time.
But that all starts happening. He's hyperventilating, fade into adult Eddie getting on a train as he's remembering.
Right.
Cut to a phone ringing. It's a dressing room, kind of like a TV studio, ? And we're kind of starting to go through the dressing room area and the back of like a TV studio. And there's a guy on TV and he's making jokes. It's Harry Anderson, R.I.P. Do you know who he is from Night Court?
God, yes, I do. Jesus H. Christ. Did Pennywise actually come and get all these people?
I was like, I don't know about the poltergeist curse, but is there an it curse? Like, what's
what
happening?
the fuck, Harry Anderson?
I mean, mind you, it was made almost 30 years ago at this point.
Right, but none of the people you're referring to were
died at like super old age. Yeah.
They were all, I mean, fucking Trump is still alive.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
I don't know.
So he's clearly a comedian doing a little jokey jokes on the TVs.
I love Harry Anderson.
And he finishes, starts to walk through the hallway. It's very busy. Like, he's just like a professional. They get to the dressing room, the phone's ringing, and he's like, and she's like, Richie Tozer, which is Richie Seth Green.
Seth Green. Cute.
And cuts immediately to later that night in his big ass fucking fancy house, and he's fighting with who we assume is his agent because he's saying that he has to leave for a couple of days, and the agent's like, who's gonna do Carson, like da 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 da, like clearly he's successful. And now we see it's Beverly Hills, California, and Richie just goes, I made a promise. Flashback, young Richie Seth Green screaming, and it's like a wolf man is in front of him, and he's like, help, help. Cut back to adult Richie, and he goes and throws up.
Oh, God.
So flashback to Top Bill reading to the gang. They're down in the Barrens, and he's reading them a story, and clearly he wrote it, which makes him turn into Top Bill Ponytail,
right,
who's a writer.
Who's a writer. Yeah. Cute.
And they all start talking about what they want to be when they grow up. And then Top Bill says, can I tell you something? And he's like, don't laugh. He's like, the other night in Georgie's room, and then we hear, what in God's name? And there's a cop up on the bridge that's above them. And he's yelling down at them. He's like, did you make a dam down there? And he comes down, and they all start taking the blame. Basically, they're like, it was my idea. No, it was my idea. It was my, like, they're all like protect each other. And he's like, the cop's like, listen, there's been another murder. So if you come down here, you come together. You hear? All the time together. And he's like, shake on it. And they all have a little shake.
That's a good cop.
Yeah. So now we're at the school cafeteria, and I wrote the wrong name because I don't know people's names. I had a hard time.
It's tough. They're all the most generic names you could possibly have.
Most generic names. I'm assuming it's Richie and the Boy Scout Stan are grabbing their food, and they're like, what do you think Bill was about to tell us? And Richie's just kind of like, I don't know. They've all been acting a little moody lately. And all of a sudden the greasers come up and grab them.
Oh God, these fucking guys.
I know. Fucking Jesus. But Richie just starts making jokes at them. And the greasers are mad about when he poured the soda on them at the movies. So the greasers are like, meh, meh, and he like dips his finger into some mashed potatoes and puts it onto Richie's glasses.
Fuck you.
And so Richie throws the food at him and kind of runs back a little bit. And then the greasers start to run after him, but they slip on all his food, and everyone in the cafeteria like laughs at the greaser. And then Richie makes like a joke about it and starts to run away again. And as soon as he turns, he like runs into the principal and like slams food onto the principal's thing. And so, or whatever, teacher, principal, somebody. Sure, and the guy's like, hey, you need to go clean this up. Go get a mop from janitor. So Richie goes to janitor's office. No one's there. So then he has to go downstairs into a fucking scary ass motherfucking basement.
Don't go down there.
Underground
Don't go
school
down there.
area.
Never go into basements. Never.
This is
if your house has a basement, move.
This is not a house basement.
If you go to a school with a basement, transfer.
Don't
get
do
out.
it. Don't do it. Hashtag no basements.
Hashtag no basements.
Anyway, he's walking through and he hears someone around the corner. And then it kind of starts to be like a growl a little bit. And then a wolf man walks out from around the corner and starts to grab at him. No. And Richie's like, help, help, help. And he runs back up. And then we look back and it's Pennywise.
Fuck.
And Richie looks back and Pennywise goes, beep, beep, Richie.
Beep, beep.
And that's like a thing that goes on. So Pennywise says, come back anytime. I'll show you how to float. They all float down here.
I don't care about your floating.
And he gives a little toothy growl.
Fuck this guy.
Toothy growl, toothy growl. That's what was happening in the shower.
Toothy growl.
Toothy growl, not tooth on the ground.
You
toothy
got
growl.
it.
Lots of toothy growls.
I knew you'd figure it out.
Whoop. Richie runs back to the cafeteria and he's like, help, werewolf. But everyone laughs because they think he's joking.
Right.
And cut to Richie in bed later and he just can't sleep. Close up on his face into adult Richie remembering.
Oh, poor Seth Green / Harry Anderson.
Cut to Mike Hanlon, our guy from the beginning, trenchcoat guy. Alone at the library. Mm-hmm. Looking through old pictures of the gang. One specific one of like them all like up on like a digger machine.
A digger machine.
A caterpillar.
A bulldozer. Yep. We got there, everybody.
Oh gosh, I'm special. So
you're my favorite.
It's a voiceover of him journaling about the Lucky 7.
The lucky 7.
Flashback to Mike doing a presentation in class. And it's a photo album with the history of dairy. And he says, my dad was stationed here in World War II. And actually, all kinds of crazy shit happened in Derry. The old ironworks like exploded. There was like the Easter egg hunt massacre or something.
Jesus Christ.
And then there's that sand pipe that supplied all the water until the disaster in 1900. And he says the biggest mystery is how 253 settlers disappeared without a trace.
Why does anyone live in Derry?
And the teacher's
Goodbye.
just like, thank you for that morbid history. You can sit down. So now Mike is walking home and the greasers come up and grab the photo album and they're like, hey, N-word. It's upsetting.
Oh, God. Do they say it?
Yeah. Because also basically this is taking place in like 1960.
Did they say it on TV? Do you think?
Because
That's so upsetting.
right? Because
you
if it was
see that?
made for TV,
Right. They had to have. Did they This is like a major postmortem because I need to know.
yeah, that is interesting.
I need to know, did they say it? Did they bleep it? What were the rules? Is that a rule?
And
That should be a rule.
like if it was made for TV, you would think it would just not be in there. It wouldn't be something they would have to bleep. You know what I mean?
right.
But it was definitely in this.
Oh, God. Yeah. Hashtag postmortem. I
For
gotta.
sure.
I'm upset by that. Okay.
I'll dig in. It was upsetting.
Yeah.
So fucking General Greaser is like, oh, this kid and his dad been giving me and my daddy grief for a long time. They live on the same block or something.
Ugh.
And then he pulls out like a little cherry bomb thing and he's like gonna light it. And a store owner kind of yells over at them. And so Mike starts running away. And then we cut to a rock quarry ?
Sorry? You want to give it one more shot?
Wasn't that not right? Was that not right?
No, it was, you got rock right. But then we still had, no. You had quarry right, but we still got a walk instead of a rock.
I said rock.
No, you said walk quarry. You really committed to the quarry, but
I think that I said rock because I was concerned about saying walk.
well, I guess
40 episodes ago, I tried to say rock quarry, but it was like walk quarry.
I guess we'll be able to play it back. Maybe I misheard it. Maybe my brain transposed it to Wakwawi.
I don't even know if it's a rock quarry anyway, but
You gotta
thank you.
both words on that one. Okay, so we're at a Wakwawi.
But so it's the gang now. They're all talking and they have basically discussed how they all saw the clown.
Oh fuck yeah,
And they realize that he's taking the shape of stuff that we're afraid of.
right.
Then we cut back to Mike, who's now running from the greasers. He's like hopping a fence, cut back to the gang. And they're all kind of like, why didn't we like say anything to each other? Because they've all been experiencing this separately and not sharing it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Always tell your friends.
tell your friends. That's why I have a Ketrin.
Yeah.
So I can tell her all my crazies. But they were all like, oh, we, I don't know. I just thought someone would think I was nuts, or that it was just me. Boy Scout Stan is just like, I mean, this just isn't empirically possible.
Sweet little.
But they're like, it was real. It was so real. And they're like, there's some kind of monster here in Derry. Then they start to hear the greasers coming towards them, running towards them. And they're like, oh shit, let's grab some like rocks as ammo.
I just don't have time for these guys.
I know.
I have a fucking monster clown coming after me. I don't have time for these fucking greasers.
We're busy.
God.
We're busy.
All right.
Okay.
So let's get some rocks.
So Mike starts running towards him and he's like, help me. And then the greasers come up and they're like, oh, look who it is. The fat boy, the Jew, the sissy, Four Eyes, and the patch girl too, and N-word.
Oh, God.
And they're like, seems like a whole bunch of losers. The Losers Club, eh?
Oh, I hate him.
And General Greaser's like, I have a bone to pick with all of you, but today I just want him, about Mike. And instead, like, kind of being like, you guys get out of here. We just want him. Mm-hmm. But instead, Top Bill is like, get out of here. You're through.
Oh.
And then they start throwing rocks
Baby.
at the greasers. And the greasers kind of get hit by the rocks and they kind of start to run and throw rocks back. And then one hits Bev. And so Benny runs and like tackles him.
Oh, man.
And so the other greasers run away except for General Greaser. And someone is like, the 6 of us could put you in a hospital right now. And Mike kind of walks forward and is like, 7.
Baby. Oh my gosh.
And so General Greaser is like, I'll kill you all, and runs away.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
And so then Mike is like, hey, thanks. Like, you know, who are you guys? And they're kind of like, I don't know. I mean, we're sort of a club. They're like, yeah, the Losers Club. Yeah. Like, do you want in?
Oh.
And Mike is like, yeah, okay. We're 7 now. Lucky 7.
Oh, God. That's so cute.
And Mike has like a camera around his neck that he grabs and he's like, here, let's take a picture in front of this bulldozer thing.
Oh, right.
That's in the walk quarry.
Right.
And that's the picture that he had looked at.
So cute. Quick question. How did they take it? Did they take like a 90s selfie or a 50s selfie?
No, he sets it on a rock, which I guess his camera had a timer
walk, you mean?
situation. You're a bitch. He sets it on a walk.
He set it on a walk.
He sets it on a walk.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yep.
Are you finished?
I am.
The gang is now looking through Mike's photo album that he was showing in class. And they're looking through and he's like, man, there's actually no way to date this one. It's probably from the early to mid 1700s when Derry was just like an old logging town. And it's a cartoon that says Pennywise the Clown. And it's a clown, and it's like a drawn cartoon that's like a clown just juggling with kids sitting around him.
Oof.
And the gang is like, wait, that's him. That's him, but that's 200 years ago. And Boy Scout Stan is like, yeah, but that's just a drawing. But then they turn the page and Mike's like, no, but here he is again. And then it's a clown like burning a house down.
Fuck.
And then they turn again and they're like, oh, that's the same man. And someone's like, it's not a man. It's it. And then the pages start flying to a carnival photo, a black and white. And then the photo starts moving.
No, stop moving.
And then we start to see a clown doing handstands down the street coming towards us and getting closer and closer until it growls. And then it turns to color and all close up. And he says, I'll kill you all. I'm every nightmare you've ever had.
Why are you so mad, clown?
Everything that you're afraid of. And then a white gloved hand reaches out of the book at them and they close the book and throw it away.
God.
And it was actually Boy Scout Stan who grabbed the book and threw it away. And he's like, no. And the gang is like, yes, you saw it too. Yes, it's okay.
You saw it, Boy Scout?
So little Eddie's like, all right, what are we going to do? And Boy Scout Stan's like, I just want to forget about it. But Bev is like, it's not just us. The other kids too, they're dead. Like, who's going to be next? So we have to tell someone. But they're like, they don't see it. They don't see it.
Oh.
And we're like, why?
Right. Because the blood, they don't see the blood. Okay.
And Top Bill's like, you grow up, you stop believing.
Oh, no.
But they're like, we got to do something. And so the gang is kind of together, and Top Bill, Jonathan Brandis now kind of walks off on his own a little, and he starts tearing up, and he just has his back to them, and he's like, help me. Help me. You killed my brother, you bastard. You killed my brother, George. It's scared of us, you know. I can feel it. I want to kill it.
Good for you, buddy.
Help me.
I'll help you.
And Bev walks up to him, and then Mike and Richie, et cetera, and they all start hugging on him in a big circle. Cut to thunder.
Good.
Mike wakes up. He's in the library. He sees muddy footprints in the library. He turns around. There's a yellow balloon next to him.
Oh, no.
It pops in his face.
Ugh.
And then we hear cut to Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi.
Atlanta. There's a couple in a living room. Perfect Strangers is on TV.
Oh,
Remember
R.I.P. Perfect Strangers?
I loved Perfect Strangers so much. Oh my God, I loved it so much.
It's so good.
So it's a couple in the living room. The guy's reading
I just
the
meant
newspaper.
R.I.P. to the show, not to the actress.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. Who knows what everybody else thinks is happening on this podcast?
We're picking up what you're putting down.
Great.
So the guy's reading a newspaper. The wife is sewing. And she's like, I got a letter from Mom today. And she wanted to know when we're going to make her a grandma. And the dude is like, I was thinking the same thing. And he goes over and kisses her. And they're really cute and flirty, like a cute little married couple.
Except your kids are going to be haunted or general assholes.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Sorry.
But what about the gang? They're all
Yeah, the
kids.
gang. That's true. They might be part of the gang, but chances are not good.
Well, the phone rings.
Okay.
The guy goes and picks up Stan speaking, Boy Scout.
Got it.
It's Mike Hanlon. It's come back. Can you make it? Adult Stan is kind of freaking out, and he's like, I can't promise that, but I can certainly consider. And he's like, do you remember your promise? Cut to the wife, who's like, who was that? And Stan's like, it was no one. I think I'm going to just go upstairs and take a bath. And so he goes upstairs and he starts filling up the hot water and kind of like getting undressed. And then we have a young Stan voiceover. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, etc., etc. And we start to fade into a Facebook of him.
Yeah, Facebook of him. I got it.
I hate myself.
Yeah.
Nope. This is it. 50 was it.
Yep.
I'm done.
Yep.
I can't be alive anymore. This is
Guys,
this is not okay.
This has been a good run. We got 50 episodes to you, and we're
I'm
done.
upset. I'm upset with myself.
So we fade into a Facebook. Yep.
I hate myself.
Okay.
Flashback to Stan holding his ear. He does a little holding ear thing that he started to do as kind of an adult too.
Oh, like a little twitch. Okay.
No, he just like holds it as like almost like a protection thing. And he's like, a scout is loyal and trustworthy. And so we kind of like fade into him doing that. And it's the gang at the Barrens. And Bev kind of comes up and is like, are you okay? And he's like, I don't know. This is just crazy. And so the kids are practicing using a slingshot at bottles and cans. And they're like, all right, who's left? Just Benny and Bev? And they're like, someone better be good because Top Bill is in the lead at this point with
shit.
3 out of 10.
Oh, God.
So then Bev grabs the slingshot and bottle, bing, bing, bing,
Hey.
bing, bing, bing. 10 out of 10 for Bev.
Nice,
Bev. And they're
Hashtag
like,
10 out of 10, Bev.
And they're like, it's supposed to be Bev.
It is supposed to be Bev.
So Stan,
I fucking love Bev.
I know. Stan the Boy Scout is still like, this is still crazy. and Bev is actually kind of like, I'm with Stan. I mean, what are we gonna kill it with stones? Mm-hmm. And then Richie is like, no, I went and stole my mom's earrings. And he pulls out and he's like, solid silver.
Okay.
And Top Bill's like,
Oh, he's got a werewolf thing. He's thinking.
yeah. So it's like 2 little like rock earrings of silver.
Okay.
And Top Bill's like, we can kill it. And Stan is just like, that's just in the movies. And they're like, you have to believe, Stan. We have to.
Okay.
It starts raining.
I mean, just get a wooden stake. Like, if we're just going to like attribute ways of killing any monster to how we kill this clown. I don't know.
I don't know. We're 11 in 1960. I don't know what we're doing.
All right.
That's where we are.
Okay, let's
That's
do
where
this.
we are.
Let's do this. Let's try it out.
So the gang is in raincoats and they're walking towards creepy building. Stan is in the back of the line And he's just repeating his Scout's honor to himself.
Baby.
It's... Oy. I feel like you've said baby so much in this, and that's what the whole fucking movie is.
I know.
So now they're all kind of like huddling up before going in a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, Stan is kind of looking away a little, not fully in it. And Top Bill's like, you guys don't have to do this. But Bev's like, lucky 7, Stanny.
Ugh.
And Stan's like, I said I was in. And then Eddie kind of like pulls on his inhaler. And then like the kid next to him grabs it and the next one grabs it. And they all kind of like do it together to like say that they're in.
Oh my gosh.
But
he needs that medicine. So don't waste it.
But Stan is the last one.
Yeah.
But he does it. They head into the building. Then we see in the bushes, the fucking greasers are watching them.
Honestly, fuck these guys. Cutting room floor, as far as I'm concerned. Get out of here.
The greasers are like, what are they doing? They're going down into the sewer. And head greaser, General Greaser, is like, they're not coming back out.
Kill these. What are you going to kill them, head greaser? Are you a child murderer? Like, what is happening?
So the gang is in the sewer building. It's very dark and wet. And they look down, and then there's a big pipe that goes down that you have to climb a ladder inside to. And that's what they realize they have to go down into.
Don't go down those.
Stan is hesitant again, FYI.
I'm with Stan. I stand with
Hashtag stand with Stan. So they kind of have to hop down towards the pipe, and now the greasers are above watching them go all down into the pipe.
Do they see the greasers or
No,
the greasers
no.
are?
No. And the greasers are like, hey, remember that time we chased a dog down there? But like the other way, something, blah. I don't fucking know what they're talking about.
They're
but they're
chasing
like,
fucking dogs now?
I shouldn't have said that. I know.
They're fucking
I'm
dog
sorry.
torturers?
I don't know what they did to the dog.
Fuck these fucks.
I don't know if they even caught the dog. I think they were just maybe playing.
Regardless, the dog was stressed by being chased.
It wasn't right what they did. It wasn't right. But we've got other priorities right now.
All right.
Regardless, last time they were in here, they realized there's another way around. Mm-hmm. So head greaser's like, hey, greaser number 2, you go around the other way, cut the kids off, chase them back here, and me and greaser 3 will be here, kind of on the other side. And greaser 2's like, I gotta go by myself.
I'm legit rooting for Pennywise to like eat the intestines of these children, these greaser children.
And they're like, what are you afraid of, the boogeyman? So now the gang is down in the pipe. And it's basically just like a big giant sewer that they're walking through. But it's not like, it's not a pile of water.
Sure,
you know what I mean? It's damp.
I can see it.
It's moist.
Sure. Don't ever say that word. It's very
Moist.
upsetting. Whoa. It's a very upsetting word.
Moist.
Unless you're talking about cake.
And there's a little fluff orange ball on the ground. And they're like, we're on the right track. And they're like, all right, we need to head towards dairy. Like in the pipes, basically.
Right.
So greaser number 2, who's alone now, is walking around. And we start kind of going through the pipes as like a light almost. Like we're like POV of a light, like moving through the pipes.
All right.
And then it's like greaser, pipes, back and forth of like a light, like through a pipe.
Okay.
And the greaser now starts to see light coming towards him through a pipe, through like the holes of like a little pipey thing. And something comes out and like chases him. And it's just like a close up like of his face, like screaming.
Great.
Back to the gang with their flashlights in sewer. Stan is last. And 2 greasers that were behind them come up and like quietly grab Stan. And they like pull him away. And pull him kind of around a little corner. And they pull out their switchblade. The gang is now walking through to this really center area where there's a drain in the middle. And they came out of one, but there's like all around, there's like entryways and then pipes on top. So it's really like a centrally located, like
Where all the pipes
sewer land.
Yeah.
And then they realize that Stan is missing. Cut back to the greasers. They're holding Stan and starting to kind of like cut buttons off his shirt. And the light starts coming through the pipe and like explodes out of the pipe. The gang hears a noise, but then back to the greaser. The light sucks greaser number 3 into the pipe, like grabs him and folds him in half and just like sucks him inside of the pipe backwards. Like,
I'm literally fine with this.
And he just has like dead eyes.
Like I'm standing with Pennywise on folding the greasers in half and pulling them.
Yeah, no, it's like we don't like the greasers, but it's still upsetting the way it happens.
I hear you.
So head greaser, because also the light's not just after the greasers, is really the thing that's scary. Me, at least.
I hear you. Like yes, I hear you. Like I could be folded in half and sucked through a pipe. I get it.
So head greaser's like screaming for him. I think his name is Belcher or something. Like Belchy or Belcher. So the light starts to come back now and Stan kind of runs away, but this bright sort of light just comes back. This is all very 90s now, but the greaser like comes out like at the grease, like head greaser, Colonel Greaser, and like just kind of comes at him and then goes away. And the Colonel Greaser turns around now and he has just like giant shock face and white hair, like spiky white hair.
Shit.
So now Stan is like running away, but the light is kind of following him and he runs to the gang and he's like, it's coming, it's coming. And the light's behind him and Top Bill's like, hold hands quick. And they all put hands together in a circle and the light comes at them and it sort of knocks them all down. So they're like on the ground and it's like wind, but it's like wind and light that like floats over them a little bit.
Oh man.
And then like shoots through like into another pipe.
Shit.
And now smoke starts pouring out of all the pipes. And they're like, grab hands, because it gets so smoky that they can't see. And they start calling out names to make sure that they're all there in the circle. Oh. And Top Bill's like,
that's a really good strategy.
I know.
That's what we do at bars.
It
was so perfect.
And Top Bill's like, it's not as strong as it thought it was, or it could have killed us then. We have to resist. And then we hear, Bill?
No.
Bill?
No.
Little Georgie.
Yeah. I got, yeah.
Top Bill turns around. There's Georgie.
No.
In his little yellow raincoat. And he's like, Georgie?
Georgie.
And Bev says, no, that's not Georgie. Don't break the circle.
Oh, God.
And then we hear, Bevy. And behind hers, her dad.
Oh, no.
Bevy, get home.
Oh, no.
And Seth Ritchie's like, that's not Daddy. There's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
And then a werewolf hand starts slowly creeping around his shoulders and starts like right on his shoulders. And Seth Green says, I said there ain't nothing there.
Good
and the
for
hands
you,
start
Richie
to
Seth
go
Green.
away. And Stan is just whispering the Scout's honor with his eyes closed.
Oh.
And then Pennywise says, Stan. Oh, Stanley boy. Stan opens his eyes and he lifts his hand. And he's like, they're all holding hands, but he lifts up the hand and he's holding a gloved white hand.
Oh, no.
And then Pennywise screams in his face and picks him up and holds him like up against a wall. And they're all like, Bev, the stones. And Pennywise is like, be afraid. You all taste better when you're afraid.
Oh, God.
And they're like, kill it. And he's like, kill me? I am eternal. I am the eater of worlds and children. And you are next.
Oh, God.
And
what
then he
are
has
you?
his fangs out to Stan.
What is your mythology?
And Bev is like freaking out. She like drops the stones, or the little silver stones. And little Eddie like goes up and he's like, this is battery acid, you slime. And he sprays them with his inhaler and it burns like the whole side of Pennywise's
Yay!
face. And he's all like melty on one stone on one side. And then Bev has the stones and she shoots and it puts like an actual hole in his head where lights start shooting out of.
Great.
And they're like, kill it, kill it. And she grabs another stone. And then Pennywise like somersaults through the air and just dives feet first into the drain. That's like that tiny little drain in the center of the room. And then but Top Bill like grabs his hand before it's all the way on and they all try to grab and pull him back.
These are brave babies.
I know. But then the hand turns into like lizard long things that like freak them out and they're like, ah! And they all let go and like that like disappears into the pipe. And they're like, is it dead? They're like, I don't think so. But Stan's like, we got to get out of here. And Top Bill's like, we got to go after it. We got to make sure that it's dead. And we kind of hear just a little bit of a distant like growl into like, ah.
He powered down.
He powers down to like disappear kind of thing. So we're like,
is he
maybe
dead?
he's dead.
Can
Yeah,
I
like
move
he
on
was
with
kind
my
of
life?
like, oh.
Okay. All right.
So the kids go back outside into the barrens. And Top Bill says, swear to me. Swear to me that if it isn't dead, we'll all come back. Mm-hmm. And he puts his hand in the circle. I swear. I swear. Next hand in. I swear. One by one. They all put their hands in. Stan actually gets skipped. They all do their hand. And then finally, Stan puts his hand in and he says, I swear.
You put your hand in, Stan.
And then they circle hug.
Oh, circle hug. Baby circle hugging. That's so sweet.
Thank you for that 2-hour introduction. Because now we're at question number 1.
Oh, Jesus
Catherine.
H. Christ. Okay.
You swore, and now you're an adult, and you get the call. Do you go back?
All right. I get that our goal is to stay alive, but I know for a fucking fact that if I didn't go, I would die of guilt. So I would have no choice but to go. Like if I was the only one that didn't show up, I would die of guilt. So I'm gonna go. And I think they all go as well. I just know me personally, I truly would not be able to live with myself if I didn't go.
I'm going to give you half a point.
Okay.
Because I agree with you. Yeah. You might die either way.
Right. Exactly. But it's like, you know me. Imagine if I didn't fucking I would slowly kill myself with guilt for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like, how could you go on living
Yeah.
the life that you were living?
Yeah.
Cut back to adult Stan house. The wife is now going up the stairs and she's like, I'm coming up to rub your back and your chest
Okay.
and your
penis.
She gets to the bathroom door and she knocks and there's no reply. And so she opens the door and she stares. Stan is laying in the tub. There's razor blades next to him.
No.
There's blood dripping from his hand.
No.
We see his face.
No.
He's dead.
No.
And with the blood from his wrist, he wrote on the wall, "It."
I did not see this coming.
And she screams.
I did not see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
No. Stan fucking killed himself?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Stan?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think that is the end of tape number 1, VHS tape number 1, actually.
Fuck.
I just remember that being like,
Stan.
put in, there's more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's put in the second tape. Sammys, chill. We're not going to leave you hanging. Part 2 of the original OG It from 1990 is available for download right now. We broke it up into part 1 and part 2 because this episode was long as fuck. Go download it. Bye.